Hello, ladies. So, welcome to We Do Women Empowerment Define the Odds. This is Irva, and today we're doing a special edition. We're going to talk about COVID and dating and COVID and marriage. We know these times are different, and spouses are home with their partners, and single girls and single men. We're not running into people as we usually do. So, I figured, and a few guests said we should have this discussion. So, I figured let's talk about it. So I'm gonna ask the ladies to introduce themselves, and if they want to say if they're single or married, it'd be great. So I'll start with Janelle.
Hi, my name is Jonelle. I'm OBGYN. I am single. Was previously in a relationship, but now single.
Okay. And Marsha.
My name is Marcia. I am married 16 years and I'm here from Toronto.
Hi, Toronto. Teresa.
Hi, everybody. I'm Teresa. I've been married for almost 15 years and I'm from Brampton.
Woohoo. And Nicole.
Hi, my name is Nicole. I am from Brampton and I am single.
Okay. And my name's Irva. I am from Brampton too, and I'm single. So, ladies, so we'll start with the married people first. So I'll ask Teresa first. So tell us, now you work from home, or just tell us what it's like being home with your husband a few days or every day. What's that like for you? Did anything change?
I don't think anything, well, yeah, things have changed, obviously, but I think for me, I was at an advantage just because he's like the very excited dog that goes for a car ride in the car, and I'm the nervous cat. Like you put a cat in the car and it's like we're all gonna die. So for me it actually helped having him around, especially at the beginning, because I was just so nervous about COVID and what was going to happen to everybody and if we were going to get sick. And I was watching the news and biting my nails, and he was the calm one, like just relax, let's take it one day at a time. Look, you're home, you don't have to go in, you get to sleep in a bit, you don't have to put yourself together to get to work. And like, so he saw it a different way than me. So, and I really needed that at first.
Okay.
So I took it as like, it was a really big advantage to having him at home at first. And then then we tried to start sharing an office and sharing the space. And why did you move my computer? And where's my power cord? And so then it kind of turned into that. But that was, for me, I was very lucky because that was the worst of it. I have heard, really
Other stories
that I was like,
oh. So we'll pause on other stories. So I'll go to Nicole. Nicole, tell us what it's like, and Nicole's single. So tell us what it's like being single in COVID.
Well, I mean, I think that it goes without saying when you're single during COVID, you may want to date, right? And so the logistics change a little bit, especially in the winter months, because when you're not supposed to go outside, but you still want to meet people, then it becomes a little bit tough. Maybe easier to date people that you know from maybe somebody that you know, or that's introduced from somebody that you know, because you may feel safer having them in your space or entering their space. And I think, well, for me, I'm a pretty content person, but I know for a lot of people who kind of have timelines in their life, at this time I want to be married, at this time I want to be dating, and I want to kind of be looking around. Obviously for them, they may be like, this could have put them off by a year. So I think also to dating during COVID, it does actually have its advantages, because I feel like both parties have to be a little bit more creative in terms of what they do. It's easy to go out and be entertained by, a concert, a nice dinner, something that's going on in the city. But when you just have each other, you're left to, create something. So I actually enjoy that part, because it's nice to see, what people come up with.
Perfect. Okay. So Marsha, you're married. So tell us, did anything change in your marriage, in your logistics of things during COVID? Did you get closer? Did you get further apart?
No, actually, I would say that I came into like my husband's space, so he can work from home. I'm usually on the road working. My life was very similar to Teresa's life. So I'm out all day working, traveling in my car, and then I'll come home. He's home first. He takes care of our children or a child, and he does the lunch, breakfast, dinners. And I'll just come home and like, okay, I'm home at 8 o'clock. So like bedtime for my daughter. So after COVID or during COVID, that changed a lot because now we were home in the same space together. And
Mm,
I was actually enjoying it because I something that I really wanted throughout the time when I'm working. I was missing that. I was missing relationship building. I was missing being with my daughter. So that also that really bothered me too because I didn't build the relationship my daughter has with my husband is amazing, and I
mhm.
wanted that. But now I'm building on that because COVID. So positive things have happened. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean, we my even though we're together, like we have different spaces in our house. So if I wanted to take the space, I go upstairs and do my meetings. He goes downstairs. However, when he visits me in my space, I'm uh, like I don't want to kick him out, but or like my routine is off, and I'm like, that's my chair.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
little things that I was like, hey, why don't we make a space for you downstairs? So I mean, he does that, and it's been great. But yeah, it just has this little quirky moments here and there,
Mhm.
and I can say that, like I said, compared to other relationships and other things I've heard, I haven't experienced that. And my husband built a gym in the garage, so he's
Mm.
always there. He put a TV in there, so that's his man cave. So I'm like, he's not out, he's in the gym all day. And so there's a lot of space that we have between us. And then
Mhm.
we find ourselves at the end of the day, just like sitting down, watching the news at 11 o'clock. I'm like, hey, do you want to watch a movie on the weekend? So we don't plan it, but it comes
Mhm.
together. So it's
Okay.
been really good.
Well, that's good. So it seems like some positive things, and so far it sounded like a lot of positive things came from COVID. Okay, Janelle, let's talk about being single and COVID. How did that affect your dating life? Or if it did it make it better? Did you find some positive things came from there? Was it harder?
So I would say in the beginning, when I was in a relationship, it actually did make it better because I spent more time with this person. And I think as the young lady Nicole said, you had to be more creative. So we had to be more creative in terms of ways to hang out, and having, different conversations and even more difficult conversations that you may not have necessarily had prior to COVID. So I think that was a good thing about it. After now being single, it is a little bit harder. So I've been going on some dating websites, but even then it's like it's hard to do the whole dating website thing and trying to meet people online, but you have to be much more intentional essentially.
Mhm. And I like, it seems like everybody's sort of saying the same thing. You have to be more intentional and creative. For me, being single, and Nicole, I'm going to throw it out there because that was your line and I'm going to use it. You said something and about being something about the relationship not being organic. You said that sometime we were talking about an instance. And for me too, I kind of go, yeah, I find in dating, I was kind of like online. It's not following its natural path. You would have met a guy, like for me, I would have met a guy probably at the mall and I would have been in a really nice outfit and he would have said your outfit looked nice. Now you kind of met him on, probably online or wherever, and he straight into, the conversation. We bypassing a whole bunch of things like, what's your favorite color? What food do you like? So by week day 7, you kind of at month 3, right? Because you spitting out texts of everything about yourself. So I didn't find it's harder to that flow. Now I'm going to ask you for the single people, because so let's say you got that date, and I don't know if a few of you went on dates while you're single. When you're single, you protect yourself against STDs and those sort of stuff. Now this is different, and we must protect yourself. How do you go about the intimacy part? What happens there? Janella, we'll ask you. Janelle, sorry.
In terms of intimacy, I guess for me, I would have to have a certain degree of comfort with that person. I feel like I would have to know that person for a certain amount of time for their, intimacy for me is built. So we would have to build intimacy. So that's what I would say.
So do you find that, okay, so maybe I'll ask Nicole now. Nicole, I don't know if you had a few dates during the lockdown from last year to now. Do you find it's different when it comes to intimacy in terms of, are you afraid? Are you feeling okay to be intimate, to be in this person's space, so this person's in your space, or you stay the 6 feet apart?
I think that dating during the pandemic, I think it's caused me to be a lot more selective. You know, because you realize that, you know, things might be a little bit riskier than before. So you just kind of want to, you know, create your bubble wisely. And so, yeah, I think that people are more intentional and also more selective. I know that I have been, anyways, in my my choosing, and also in some ways going a little bit more slowly, just to kind of build that sense of trust. And so that's basically where I am at.
Okay. So Teresa, do you find, and I know you talk a few, just little things, a few of the stresses. Do you find though that it was a more stressful time in terms of, Marsha mentioned, she's out of a rhythm sometimes if her husband comes into the office. Do you find it throws off your day, your week, or your entire rhythm, or just that moment? But so what happened kind of there when your rhythm goes off in COVID?
I think for me, it was more the stress of, like you're saying, being cautious of the other person. So for me, it was when Steve went back to work, actually, where when he would come home and you'd go and say, oh, hey, how was your day? And kiss him hello. It was like, no, don't. Like, so-and-so came into the office today, or we had a shipment come in from this area. And he's like, don't. Like, and then I thought, whoa, like, what is happening? Like, do I have to, stay apart now from you because of, because now you're back at work? And then that threw me off more so than, like Marsha was saying with the chair, like, that's my chair. Like, yeah, when I couldn't find the little pillow that I sit on because he used the office that day. And I was like, where's my pillow? And it's like halfway across the room because, like I leave my office a certain way and, I want to come into work and then everything's all over the place. Yeah, that is stressful. But for me, it was when, like I said, he actually went back to work, and, when he was coming home, he was so cautious around me. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I like this. Like that to me threw me off more because I didn't know how far that was going to go. Like, what do you mean you had a shipment coming? Well, what happens if, when you guys get really busy and you guys get your temps in? You don't know where these temps have been working and who they've been around. Like, does that mean I have to go stay at my mom's? Like, all these things were going, all these things were going through my head. Like, because like I said, I'm the nervous cat in the relationship. Like, oh no, like what's going to happen? So that to me threw me off. And again, like, it's a big part of your day. Like it's always in the back of your mind, like, is something terrible going to happen? Are we going to get sick? So yeah, that's what threw me off.
Okay. So, and you know what, before I go to Marsha, I didn't even think about that. Yes, if your partner is back at work,
yeah,
he's exposed to a lot of people, right? And he's coming home to kiss your hello. You're like, okay, are we doing this today? So I didn't think about that. Marsha, I know your husband has a gym and he opened up a gym, and did that give you guys time to work out together? Because I know you like to do your stuff by yourself. And so I'm going to ask you two questions. Did you find that brought you guys closer, the gym, opening the gym and being there and working out? Also, I know because he trains, he had clients and stuff coming in before we went into serious lockdown. Were you at any point nervous? Did you say, don't do this yet? COVID is not the time to do this. What was going on in your mind then?
In the beginning, he was getting his clients and having friends and neighbors come and working out with us. And I was a nervous wreck. I was like, what about, I don't know where they've been. Let's clean. Like Laz is really good at cleaning the equipment and sterilizing things. And then, but that wasn't good enough for me. I'm like, what about, you're wearing your mask? Maybe you should wear your mask. And I went on Amazon, got the thermometer thing, just to test everyone when they walk through the gym. I started like losing it. And my husband's like, actually, that doesn't really work. Like, that really doesn't tell you anything. So I'm like, no, they use it in the stores, right? So I just saw it actually in my drawer. We never really used it because he's really good. Like, and I just started laughing. I'm like, okay, I'll be walking, like friends and family walking past me, and I'll be like sticking the thermometer in their head. So I'm like, that's not really, pleasant feeling. But so we never used it, and he was really good at saying, you know what, he started cutting down as soon as the restrictions were more serious. He started telling certain families and people, when everybody's, you came to our gym too. It's like, we're gonna stop right now, and we'll continue as soon as things start opening up again. So he was really good at that.
Okay.
What was your other question?
Do you find that, because now I'm assuming the gym's there, do you guys work out together? Actually, I'm just going to ask, do you guys work out together?
Well, I don't know if it's a COVID thing, but we started working out together, and then we were just getting frustrated with each other. Right? So I will work out a certain way. He doesn't like it. I will say something he doesn't like. So we're just like button heads all the time. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do my own workout. I work out by myself all the time because I've always been in the gym. But I thought we liked the idea of working out together. We love the idea. But we started, and it was like it wasn't going the way we wanted it to go. So I just kind of pulled away, and I said, you do your thing, and I'll work out when I'm ready to work out on my time. And that's what we did for the longest time. And then just like recently, I'm like, hon, can we work out again together? Right? Because I had my space, I had my time, and we're learning from each other's mistakes, and we talk about it, we communicate. And I'm like, and I told him what was wrong, what I didn't like. And he mentioned to me, well, what I would have to change or what we can agree on. So we haven't started really working. I mean, we did it twice already, and it was fine. But we know that there's boundaries. We set in place boundaries and not to cross those boundaries. And that's what works for us. So that's
actually, I think that's a good point to setting boundaries. Because I've been married at some point myself, I think most people just assume because you're married, you're exactly the same and things are going to be great because you're home every day together. If you were in a loving relationship before, but as you can see, sometimes too much time at home together doesn't always work out the best. So it's good to set boundaries. Just because we're running out of time quickly, I wanted to say to Marsha, I know a few things though, because the person that asked me, and I'm going to shout out Ria, sorry you couldn't be here. There are a lot of women who are couples having issues in their marriage and the relationship since COVID. Things got abusive for some. Relationships broke up because partners realized spending a lot of time home together wasn't working for them because they never did before. So anybody, and Marsha, I'm going to just ask you about the abuse part because based on your profession, but maybe Teresa or Nicole or Janelle, do you find though spending? So I know a lot of you say it was a good thing. But is it always a good thing? Did you really learn something about this person? Did you learn something about yourself? Do you have to tweak some things? Did it make you feel like you were closer to marriage for the single girls when you spent so much time now? Because Nicole, I'm assuming, because for me, those first dates now are meet me at my house, meet me in the driveway, something like that, right? Not at Tim Hortons because it's closed, Find for single girls that it put you in a place where you were racing to the altar faster than you thought?
No, definitely not. I would say for me, when I was in a relationship and we were spending much more time together, I really wondered to myself, I don't know how you married women do it, because I was just like, after a while, I was like, I just need my space, So it was an adjustment, definitely an adjustment in the beginning in terms of, spending that much time in close proximity, because I am used to being by myself and doing things on my own terms, on my own time, and I can see you when I want to see you, and then, bye. So that was hard for me.
Okay. So Nicole, so we have 8 minutes. So Nicole, did you find anything, did you learn anything about yourself? Did you find you enjoyed spending time more or less?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always, I enjoy being on my own. But I think too, an important part about being single is also being ready to accept what you want to have in your life someday. You know, I have tons of friends. I want a man. I need a man. I need a man. But like, they don't know how to keep their house clean or cook a meal. Like, you know, so I feel like being single, you know, during a time like this, it's also a good opportunity to develop yourself and, you know, kind of nurture what's inside of you, which will then make you more prepared for future opportunities as well, right? Whether it be self-development, you know, any kind of self-improvement skills, whether it be cooking, cleaning, whatever, you know, nobody wants to practice cleaning, but no, definitely, I don't think that there's any pressure. I haven't felt any pressure to kind of
Race to the altar.
No, definitely not. I think it's just made me a lot more selective, like I've said. And I think that right now, you know, there's definitely downsides in dating in COVID, but you know, basically we don't get the same opportunities to socialize as previously. You know, you might go out on a patio, you might go to somebody's barbecue. But then again, I think that there are some benefits too, because it makes you more selective about what you are indeed looking for.
Perfect. Teresa, so we have 6 minutes, guys. If for some reason it ends, we can come back in for 5 minutes and I'll just edit it together. So I'll have to edit this out. So Teresa, tell us, you know, how the COVID thing, what changed, what was it better for you, worse?
I think for me, I learned that, I mean, we don't have any children, so it's just me and my husband. So for me, I think I learned that how much of a people person I am. And I knew when exactly, like he went back to work and he would come home and, hey, how's your day? What did you do? Tell me what happened. Like, and just like right away, I found like, I was almost like I was bombarding him when he came home and he was like, okay, you just step back for 5 minutes. just walk through the door. And I found too, sometimes I was asking him the same thing. Like then dinner would start and it's like, oh, so how was your day? What did you do? Like, what happened? Like what happened at work? And then I realized how much, you know, yes, I enjoyed the time. Yeah, I always enjoyed my alone time, but I think it has actually taught me how much of a people person that I am and how much I love being around people, because then I even caught myself like, you know, just picking up something at Starbucks and like when the girl would ask, you know, how was your day? I would just, oh, my day was good. You know, I did this and it's like, oh, you don't tell her how your day was. Like, it's just making, there's people behind you. So.
You were starting to miss interaction, Teresa.
Yeah, it's exactly. I started to miss it. So, so yeah, like while everybody enjoys, and like I said, I enjoy my downtime too. I can pick what I want to watch on TV, and is it going to be a trashy reality show, or you know, I can pick that and I can have that. I do miss, you know, being around people, and it has actually taught me how much like I miss, you know, the interaction with people, and you know, just seeing the same four walls all the time, and just working all day by yourself. You know what it can do to you, you know,
mentally. Yes.
Yeah.
Marsha, tell us, you know, I don't know, things changed. Some women got abused, some mental health issues, and you know, any light you can shed on that, or you can just throw out something there to help those women who's went through that.
Okay. For me personally, I've actually enjoyed being home with my husband. For me, I found that I made myself busy around the house by just, you know, doing the COVID renovations, right? I've been busy doing things, my own little projects that my husband will leave me to. And I'm like, you help me with this. Like, he's like, you know, you started that, you gotta finish it, right? He's doing his thing. So I'm doing my thing, and me working through that. And also understanding what I think I've grown from is understanding we have to compromise. So what that looks like is if I have a certain understanding about something, he has a certain understanding about something, I'm not trying to make him change his understanding, because he has a perspective, I have my perspective. It doesn't mean that he's right or I'm wrong, but it just means that we have to understand and and balance it. So he will say, and I agree, his 6 is my 9, right? So we have the same perspective, and we just have to learn to balance it. So that's what I am learning now when I'm trying to work through an issue, and I'm trying to explain myself, and he's explaining himself, and neither of us are wrong, but we just have different perspectives, and just learning that, let it go and move on. So other things that I can mention is like self-care and taking care of yourself and just spending time by yourself. Like I know when my husband he'll go away to Jamaica with my daughter. He'll take my daughter to Jamaica. They'll go away in the weekend because I can't go because of work. That is like the best time that I have to like breathe and to fix the house, stage my room, and know that it's not going to be messed up, or it's going to be me in there. And just like building your self-esteem, and like even now, exercising is the best way to release those like those negative energy. So exercising, making yourself feel good within yourself, making yourself, you look different, you feel good. Reading a great book, like whatever you think. That baking, so baking has been something, or cooking dinners has been something that has been really big because you're home. Doing something special for yourself and also for your spouse, making it special, surprising him with his special dessert. So those are the things that I haven't actually started doing. I mean, we're both vegetarians, and I want to start now. Like, okay, you know what? I'm going in the books, looking at online, looking at different recipes, and just like making something that I think he would really love or he would enjoy.
Thank you. Remember, guys, to like, to subscribe. We do, and our email is wedo7806@gmail.com. And I want to thank all you ladies for your time. Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for having us.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.